Alright, so Netherrealm has made a bunch of wild decisions with the franchise following MKX. Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat 1 has introduced gear, custom skins, a ton of microtransactions, and even multiverse into the fighting games, which has not gone over the best with the fans. And while there's no pleasing everybody, what if there was a way that MK fans could get what they wanted and Netherrealm could sensibly add all the money-grabbing features that it wanted to? Well, I'm diving into that today with the request that has been made to Ed Boon for the last 10 years and counting. Okay, so the influence of games like Injustice and other WB titles to a lesser extent has taken away a bit of the feel of Mortal Kombat games after 9 and 10 maybe. It's also right around this time that fans of the series have been asking for two things. Either a Shaolin Monks reboot or Conquest mode to return. I honestly feel like Netherrealm should bite the bullet and introduce a standalone title to give us fans a new way to experience the realms of MK, or at least one that we haven't seen in a long time. The opportunities are endless for expansion now more than ever since they painted themselves into a corner by introducing multiverse in the MK1, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. As I've touched on in a previous video, multiverse, while a poor read of the room on Netherrealm's part, does allow for them to journey into any time period in Mortal Kombat's history, including the original timeline, and explore further. In theory, we could just dive into Liu Kang's new era with side adventures and stories that a mainline MK game can't afford to tell, and being honest, Mortal Kombat 1's story could only benefit from this. But before I continue with story potential for an MK Conquest style reboot, a different conversation needs to be had for a brief moment. Instead of cramming gear systems and cosmetic skins with a multitude of ridiculous microtransactions in a game that will only find ways to irritate fans and players, just build them into the adventure itself. The worst thing to happen to MK as a franchise was Injustice 2, in my opinion. The influence of gear systems from DC into Mortal Kombat is just way too much in my opinion, and fans don't want it. Any of it. But it would make more sense if you were earning gear, unlocking skins, and finding relics tied to MK lore through exploration and side quests. Almost like MK11's Crypt, but actually playable. Speaking of which, the Crypt. In discussing the stages from the original Mortal Kombat game in another video, I mentioned how in the Crypt from Mortal Kombat 11, every single stage, hidden and otherwise, from the original game was featured in the Crypt. Hell, it made up the entire mode. And that was placed inside of an actual Mortal Kombat fighting game. Other than financial resources, which WB may be having a time with right now, I don't see how it wouldn't be possible to have a similar design and feel across an entire game mode and possibly even expand it from Mortal Kombat 1 to 1 and 2. 1 being the original Mortal Kombat game from '92. I know. Just replace the Crypt dude from Mortal Kombat 11 with Liu Kang and imagine the actual landscape of the game changing between night and day as you play. You now have the full layout for the 1992 Mortal Kombat game. At that point, just let me fight in the tournament. If any of this is making sense, please like the video and hit the hype button if it's available. Now, obviously players wanting Shaolin Monks or Conquest mode back would want more vast experiences than MK11's Crypt had to offer. Hell, the 2004 MK Deception let you explore multiple realms at will. I'm just illustrating how Netherrealm has already shown potential to do this in modern times. But if they did, where would they actually take us? The obvious first answer is Shaolin Monks 2.0. Either Kung Lao with Liu Kang, or Kung Lao with Raiden if we're using Liu Kang's new era. Not sure how fans will feel about that, but honestly a new era Shaolin Monks would be interesting because we don't know what the hell is in it. The bond between the two and the challenges they face in an Earthrealm and Outworld that we as players have never really explored or seen before would be amazing. And the gear system would force me to change Kung Lao's base attire from MK1. But the original Shaolin Monk story could still work as well. Think about how fun that chapter was from MK11 with Kung Lao and Liu Kang. What if something along those lines was an actual game once again? The second option is a new narrative game altogether. A semi-open world MK game where you play as one of two characters would be cool. I personally would love for them to redeem MK Mythology Sub-Zero, but with Kuai Yang or whatever new Sub-Zero we'll be getting in the new era. It's still crazy that no Sub-Zero currently exists. Being honest, this possibility seems tailor-made for Creative Fighter, especially if they give us the choice to start in Earthrealm or Outworld and choose our own adventure. That would be pretty cool, honestly. Or just let us play with the brand new Shujinko. The last one is a nostalgic twist that some people kind of expected MK to be. A retelling of the great Kung Lao's backstory. There has still to this day only been one true tale of Earthrealm's original champion, and that was the MK Conquest TV show from like 1998. This would be wild in modern times, but revising that show with a playable Kung Lao, Zero, and Taja would be insane in today's gaming world. You want my money? Charge me $5.99 for a classic Zero and Taja skin. Even the Shao Kahn from that show I'm paying for. A new Conquest game wouldn't be simple fan service, it would be a smart expansion of the Mortal Kombat universe. And honestly, that franchise could use some wins right about now. A Conquest game allows Netherrealm to play storylines, characters, and mechanics without screwing with the main competitive fighting game. And maybe we can get the fighting games to feeling closer to MK9 and MKX again, instead of having cameo systems or whatever in the hell Mortal Kombat 11 was. Again, you can't please everybody, but maybe we can get a little bit closer to most Mortal Kombat fans being excited and feeling good about the games rather than where we currently are. And if it works, it would open the door for different characters and games down the line as well. Though I'm not sure how people would really feel, maybe they'd be kinda weary of a Special Forces 2. Could just be me. So what do you think? Should Netherrealm bring back Conquest Mode as its own game, or just bring it back for the main series? And let's talk about which story would make the most sense for them to do as well. What would you want to play first? In any event, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and you all have a good one, and I'm out.